Hold on, let me just do a check. YouTube.com/stream and make sure that I title this correctly. Because one of these streams I've improperly titled. There we go. Yeah, reacting to the Exorcist files. Yeah, that's the stream title. Good. Alright. So I'm doing a reaction to the Exorcist files. Folks, I'm doing a reaction to the Exorcist files in case you want to join me. I'm doing Exorcist files watch along. Alright, folks. I am doing a watch along of the files from Father Carlos Martin. Want to join me? It's in the stage. There we go. Alright, who's in the stage? I promise you this is not Yandere related. I promise you.
Mic on.
Okay, I promise you this is not Yandere themed. I promise you guys this is not Yandere themed. At all. We're just watching exorcism. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find it. It's available on Apple Podcasts. There's also its own website. It's available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube as well. But it's also available on. Okay, whoever's in the audience. All right, let me clear all my pings real quick. So that was the thumbnail, basically the basic gist of the thumbnail, and I'm gonna go ahead and there should be a YouTube playlist. The Exorcist Files podcast series. If you want to let's videos. The Exorcist Believer. Here we go. Videos unavailable. All right. That makes things a little easier. So I'm going to do it on
weight loss. It needs to be fast and sustainable.
I'm going to watch the YouTube version since I know I can easily check if this is going to be okay. Since that's why I'm watching it on YouTube, to check if it's going to be okay. And it's probably safer to do it like that because I have never screened this series. I'm going to be honest with you because I've gone through content that could have potentially gotten me in trouble. Because let's just say it wasn't really safe for work. But don't worry, I went to confession. So we're all good. So we're going to start off with the first case. No life without death.
Hello, Exorcist.
And then there's Hulk est corpus meum. You guys know what corpus means. So corpus, if you have been in the channel for a while, I'm going to bring next gen on. I'm gonna create a GC real quick.
One thing to never search up on YouTube.
I'm looking up the Exorcist files.
No. Someone dead ass that. There's fucking gore on YouTube, and I'm not even kidding you.
Yeah, but this is something else. And there's one that is, and one of these cases is called Hoc est corpus meum. You know what corpus means, right?
Yes, body of Christ.
No,
by the way,
Let me continue. So,
by the way,
the National Weather Service in Morphus has issued a special marine warning for.
yeah, I dare you to retweet what I just sent you. This is my body.
no, but there's dead ass gore.
Oh my goodness. All right. Decide.
No, wait, no, I'm about to show you. Wait, are you streaming?
Yes.
Are you streaming?
Okay.
Okay, then I think it's not. I think it's a good idea if I don't show it right now.
All right.
It's basically gore. That's what it basically is.
Do not share it, please.
I'm not gonna share it.
All right. So this could give. So this could rack me up with a few copyright claims.
Oh, hold on. I think I stopped watching the stream. Hold on. Yeah. Wait, did you stop? Yeah, I think I stopped streaming. There we go. But wait. So if you get copyright claim,
It's not a big deal. I'm just checking. It's just a few. Nothing too major. It's not.
if it's a Gateway. If it's a reaction video, it may be protected under fair use.
Yeah.
Files fans.
Yeah.
Hello, Exorcist Files fans. If you listen to this show, you know it.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
What the fuck is this? I literally have no idea. I literally have no fucking idea.
It's where they get rid of demons. Basically.
Ah.
From people who are possessed. And no, I'm not talking about your weather radios.
Oh! You mean you're not talking about...
Not
God damn, that was fucking loud.
Hold on, let's see.
That was loud. Oh yeah, by the way, I got my first car yesterday.
Alright, let's start it.
It's fundamentally about freedom. People, through God's power, being set free and liberated.
Oh, I dare you to retweet that. Like, one of the signs that a demon is possessed if they speak like an unknown language that they shouldn't know. And like for example, you're speaking Latin. I know you like saying the Latin phrase for body quite a lot because, you know, we joke about that sometimes. So that's like one of the signs. And if they have like superhuman strength or
from unhealthy relationships,
Or they're just fucking
unhealthy habits,
insane.
and of course,
basically
the enemy. We get a lot of questions about Father's recommendations.
Three-letter stuff thing that I retweeted.
Yeah, yes.
Retweet it. I dare you.
Okay, did not mean to deafen there. The National Weather Service in Corpus Christi?
Yeah, retweet that.
For how Christian men
I got
engage
two
in spiritual
messages
formation.
on my Twitter.
We are excited to announce our
Alright.
partnership
Oh,
with
God.
Exodus, a spiritual roadmap that helps men experience a deeper Christian life through guided spiritual disciplines passed down from the earliest desert church fathers.
I'm
Over
gonna skip this
100,
part. I'm gonna skip this part.
Huh?
and we begin to reflect on the year. Consider signing up for the season of Advent from Exodus. You ask yourself if any head on.
X-Files.
Exorcism.
Yes.
That's basically what it is.
I know. If you looked at my Twitter, you see me. I'll show you. I know a few priests actually.
This shit's real.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
The way the devil experiences reality is not the way we do. We experience reality as a corporeal being in space and time. The devil does not. He is not limited by space. So he is just as present right now to me as he is to the deepest place in the bottom of the ocean, as he is to the edge of the universe. Because he has no body. The devil doesn't travel. He's already there. So when he is quote unquote present in a person, place, or thing, it's merely because he has gained some additional legal jurisdiction that enables him to interact in a more authoritative way. And getting rid of that legal connection that he has with...
That's where it's like ASMR.
I'm not wearing headphones, so...
Hold on.
You can probably hear the audio reflecting on my mic because my mic is like right by my fucking speakers. Let me actually...
Hold on,
there.
let me add you to a... Let me
Hey,
create
let me
a
say
GC for this.
Let me say this.
So create a GC, let me add you to it, create DM.
Let me say this. I mean, you're doing something different, so I can't really call you a simp right
Yeah,
now.
this is very different.
that person, place, or thing. That is the job of the exorcist.
Why do you start to get fucking Satanist in your fucking...
Reacting to the Exorcist. That was in case.
Welcome back to The Exorcist Files, a deep dive into the true case.
Oh wait, I'm actually going through the.
Hello, Exorcist Files. Are broken. Marriages. We are excited to announce our partnership with Exodus. Now, as the holidays approach and we begin to reflect on the year, consider signing up for the season of Advent from Exodus. You and thousands of men will join together to seek God with a guided curriculum and journey. Ask yourself if anything has any undue mastery over you, and if so, help get yourself free. Head on over to startmyexodus.com/xfiles.
I've asked Sammy, like, another arch admin. So as you know, or arch moderator, my arch mods.
Yes. You're formerly known as admin.
Yeah, arch mod. It just sounds cooler. It's just a reference to archbishops or archbishops. It's just a reference to archbishops.
What the fuck were you doing playing DDLC 2 days ago?
I have no idea.
You're gonna start a stage? What the fuck?
Let's start a stage. You know what? Let's move to the stage. Let's move this to the stage. Alright, ready?
3, 2, 1.
Alright, I'm thinking about just jump in. I'm gonna start my screen share. You can just jump in.
Took me a second to find the button.
Alright.
The world of evil is very much the mafia world.
Well, you can stream at higher quality than 720p 30 frames per second.
Yeah.
Because you have Nitro.
I just don't use it for performance reasons.
Don't just interact with the mafia and then get out whenever you want. You form a relationship with the mafia, now you're in. In the spiritual realm, you form a relationship with the devil, then the devil forms a relationship with you. And you don't get out simply because you want to get out. It just doesn't work like that.
So it shall be. Your energy is needed. Sacred life force, fill me anew. So small, give me your life.
What are you doing with all those bugs?
Who are you, sweetie?
My name's Tina.
How old are you, Tina?
7 years old.
Wow, you're a big kid. Nice to meet you, Tina.
Are you collecting grasshoppers?
You are an astute
Well, I'm
observer, Tina.
Marcus.
I'm
Yeah, this is just collecting grasshoppers. Okay, note to self, we have to be suspicious of people like collecting grasshoppers.
collecting grasshoppers and crickets, butterflies, beetles, all types, and I'm putting them all in here. You see? I need them for something very, very special.
That's a lot of bugs.
Yes, it is, but I need more. Lots more. Say, would you like to help me?
Yes.
Well, come on then.
Okay.
You have
What
to
a
be
naive
very
style.
slow and patient. Just watch. Eventually
the
you'll see
stage.
one.
On the
There's
stage.
one. What's that one?
Ooh,
Okay, so like another arch mod is gonna join. So I'm here with
Who? Snail? Radio?
Sammy. She's
Oh.
no.
Sammy, come on up here.
I'm on the stage.
that's a stink bug. Careful with those. They're very stinky.
I already skimmed.
you got it?
I already skimmed around this, and I already know the
Quickly now.
vibe.
Did you get it?
Got it. Ew, it's gross.
Great job. Now drop it in the jar. Just
What do you mean you do not need to do that, bro? What's the context
excellent
of that?
work, Tina.
What?
You said in the main announcements 3 days ago. You do not need to do that, bro.
That's because he just
Original-
said that like he subscribed. It was just Otsu saying that he subscribed to a channel.
Nah, so promotion effort.
Nah.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen to the bugs?
They are now in service of a greater good, Tina. All of them will eventually die in this jar.
You want them to die?
No, of course not, but they are dying for us, Tina. It's their destiny.
But why do you let them die?
They're giving me their life so I can create a new one.
You're making new bugs?
No, I'm making a new life. Life
I should do this with like next time I do an audio.
like
base.
you and me, Tina.
That's
Yeah.
Sam!
Some it is.
Hold on. Let me just turn on my. Let me go to IQ real quick just to see if like. You know what? It's no use because YouTube doesn't support surround.
What did I say about running off like that?
What do you mean
You need to
YouTube?
see where I can see.
YouTube.
Remember I told you not to leave the playground area without asking
But
me.
I saw this lady crawling on the ground and I asked her what was she doing.
I'm so sorry. Is my daughter bothering you?
No, not at all. She's quite the little help. Great energy.
We're collecting bugs so they can help her make new people. She's making a person out of the bugs.
Tina, please come here. Time to go.
Oh, Mom,
Right now.
I have no idea what the fuck I'm
Really not
watching.
necessary. Your daughter's helping me with something very, very
All
special.
right, let's go.
Children are such a blessing, aren't they?
Have a nice day, ma'am.
Lurking coward.
Beg your pardon?
You're not worthy to have a child.
What the hell is wrong
Rotten
with you?
excuse of a
How
mother.
dare you?
What
The
the
blessing
fuck?
of life is squandered on such a feeble
You're
mind.
demented, lady.
Wretched energy parasite. Guard that one closely while you still can, for your
You
time
stay the
will
hell
come.
away from my daughter. You
All
hear
your
me?
times will come.
It's okay,
The
honey, don't
maggots
cry.
that
That woman
feast
is
on your
just-
flesh will have more significance
What
than
the
you.
fuck?
You fail your daughter as Cain failed. Death comes for you.
Better, or worse, probably.
What do you mean? Better or worse?
She's possessed.
Will absorb your death.
Yeah, she's possessed.
What the hell?
Together, that which was from the beginning is now with me. So it was, and so it shall be. Your energy is needed. Sacred life force, fill me anew. Yes, my darling. So small, but so grand a purpose. Energy of old brings energy of new. From oblivion, his first breath.
In the Christian narrative, there was no evil before the fall of Satan. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. He also created angels, pure spirits ordained into a glorious hierarchy to serve the Creator himself. And chief among these angels was Lucifer, whose name means bringer of light. His beauty and majesty were second only to God's. But in the heart of Lucifer lay the seed of rebellion. He desired not to serve, but to be served. Blinded by arrogance and pride, Lucifer asserted his own will over God's and convinced a third of the angels to do the same. In that moment, he ceased being known as Lucifer, as he no longer carried any light, and he became Satan, the Hebrew word which simply means adversary. A great cosmic battle occurred in heaven. God's forces, led by the archangel Michael, formed one side. Satan's forces charged against them on the other. the rebellious angels were defeated and Satan and his angels were forever cast out of heaven. In this state of eternal separation from their creator, these fallen angels are today known as demons. Their dominion, the physical universe. Their mission, to sabotage God's plan for humanity by attempting to coerce us into their rebellion. To this very day, demons still maintain their power and rank from when...
What is going on?
He's explaining how the fall of the angels.
No! No, hold on. No! Someone just posted in the fucking idea.
What?
I'm gonna forward it to you. I'm gonna forward it. You know what? I'm just gonna download it. I'm gonna mark it as a spoiler.
Alright.
Oh, it is a spoiler! I would advise not show. Do you have a second monitor?
Yes.
And because of the
not showing this on the monitor of which you are streaming off.
Okay.
original sin of Adam, by which they receive their authority, they harass humanity, attempting to pull
Harass humanity.
What the?
Very well phrased, actually.
us into their own misery.
I'm gonna to try to stay serious, but I will kind of be a little snarky sometimes.
And manifest within our physical realm through 4 degrees of increasing severity. Manipulation of a place or object through infestation, attacks on the human body and behavior through oppression,
and the last one is called possession.
Attacks on human thoughts and dreams through obsession.
No, obsession, and the last one is...
And most exceptionally, taking full control of the human body and acting without the victim's consent or knowledge through possession.
How much of this are you gonna react to? I'm just curious.
What?
How much of this are you gonna react to?
I'm gonna try to react to the whole thing.
Oh, that's gonna take a long ass time, then.
Just both parts for now. I'm pretty sure we'll get through both of the parts for now.
How long are they?
This one is 37 minutes, and the next one is 38 minutes. So that would be a total.
Fuck.
37.
I don't know if I have the fucking patience.
37 plus 38. 75 minutes, which is an hour and 15 minutes to get through the whole thing.
Those extremely rare cases of genuine full possession, the effective cure for the victim is prayer developed by the Catholic Church that comes against the possessing spirit and ultimately sets the captive free. This ritual is called exorcism, and those who perform it are specially trained priests known as exorcists. For the last several years, there has been an alarming increase in the reported cases of demonic activity. And for some of the more disturbing and vicious cases of possession, one priest is often summoned. With almost 2 decades in the ministry, Father Carlos Martins has encountered...
Technically, have I met an... And you're probably wondering, have I met an exorcist? Technically. I met the bishop, so I've met like a few bishops. Actually, like I think I met the bishop of my diocese. So if you remember that. So I technically did meet an exorcist.
Whoa.
Sammy, you can join the stage. I can.
Encountered evil in nearly every way imaginable. From Ouija boards and curses to witches and demonic pacts, Father Martins has battled that most wicked and ancient serpent in many forms. And here in this series, we present to you stories, his stories. These are the Exorcist Files.
Perfect time.
I knew what he was gonna say.
What the fuck is this guy posting like?
How many views are these?
Oh, hi, Sammy.
Hi.
Are you tired?
No.
I was
sorry.
Related, there's like full ass gore on YouTube.
Yeah.
I want to warn you to not search up full period punk for full period stop or something like that.
YouTube needs to get their act together.
No. YouTube when you say the word fuck. That's a deletion. YouTube when gore, perfectly fine. That is till someone reports it, that is.
Interesting.
Very, very.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Are you sure?
That was yesterday. That was yesterday. Don't worry, I'm fine.
What do you mean that was yesterday?
She DM'd me something.
If you listen to the enemy formation, we are excited to announce 1,000 men, marriages healed, purposes. We're signing God with a guided curriculum.
I should not have fucking laughed at that.
So I'm gonna need both of your help to letting people in and out of the stage since we're all three of us are since I'm gonna be focusing and you have the same rank on the server as me.
Rank?
Role. We're all arch moderators. And as an arch mod, you're basically equal to me.
What are you, the Pope?
No.
Yes.
No.
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 Oh,
No.
is the soundboard disabled on the stage?
Yes.
Okay.
Imagine?
Hi there. I'm producer and host
Hi
Ryan
there.
Buffet. And together with our renowned exorcist and priest, Father Carlos Martins, I am so excited to be your co-host of The Exorcist Files, a show that takes a deep dive into the world of spiritual warfare. Now, the subject of the demonic is a weighty one, and to be clear, it's not something we take lightly. In preparing for this project, it became evident in our research that nearly every culture on Earth has a framework for dealing with evil spirits. And to this day, the supernatural is considered a reality by an enormous portion of humanity. So, while we do wish to captivate you with our presentation, our goal is certainly not to celebrate, but rather to raise awareness and shed light on the nature of evil. And should you ever encounter something that lines up with Father's experience, you will have a resource for how to deal with it.
Okay.
Shut up, Voltron!
Okay, so if you're experiencing anything like this, let me know and I can reach out to a priest.
Wait, let me see your screen real quick. God damn you. Oh, it said I popped it up.
Now, before jumping in, I'd like to set the table with a few things. First and foremost, the stories you hear throughout this series are all first-hand accounts from Father Martins, pulled straight from the vault that contains his case files. And yes, there is an actual vault. Next, the subject matter is incredibly sensitive and emotional for those involved in these stories, and as such, the names, locations, and other specific details have been altered to protect the privacy of the victims and their families. And finally, to fully absorb what we intend to be an immersive binaural audio experience, headphones or earbuds are highly recommended when listening to this podcast.
On my door.
Personally, I'd leave a light on and not listen to
Is
this.
it Bell who lit
Let her
her?
in.
No.
Let her in.
Without further ado, it is my utmost pleasure to introduce you to our resident demon disciplinarian, the one and only Father Carlos Martins.
Give me the dog.
The job of the exorcist, contrary to what most people think, is not to cast out the devil. The job of the exorcist is to find out why is the devil there. He tasks himself with discovering what rights the devil has gained within the victim, and then to aid the victim in rescinding those rights. Because without rescinding those rights, the devil has every right to be there. That is the process of exorcism. My name is Father Carlos Martins. I am a priest of the Catholic Church, and for
his diocese is Indianapolis. Let's see. I think his diocese. I think he's in.
Wait, I think I may have forwarded it to you. Did I?
All right.
No, I didn't. But someone said in the GC, I'm in, ping me again and I'll fuck you.
For the better part of 20 years, I have been helping to liberate people of all faiths who are ensnared by the devil.
Once again, my name is Ryan Bethay, and I'll be your co-host for the show. It is now time for our inaugural case file. May I present to you the accounts of Cheryl, her husband Mark, and a case of severely misguided psychic energy.
Trust me, don't seek out psychics. You'll thank me later. I'm just letting you know, Chad. Those open up the doorways to the demonic.
Mark and Cheryl met in college and started dating just a week after meeting one another.
Hey, aren't you in my psych class? Yeah, you.
Sorry, what?
Sorry.
You're good. What's up?
Are you in Psych 170 with me?
I don't know. I think I'd remember you. Mr. Cohen?
Oh, nope. I have Calhoun.
Oh, then. Sorry, no.
Crap. You probably can't help me then. I was late for class and missed, like, the 3 midterm topics, so, yeah.
No, it's cool.
You do look familiar, though. Have we ever met before?
Your friend is so horny.
Maybe your subconscious just wanted to meet me.
You know, the term super ego is coming to mind.
Or maybe I just have, like, a memorable face.
You do have a great face.
No, hang on. That picture I pointed to you, Gateway? GDLC sex mods in a nutshell.
Of course. Sit down.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah.
Wow, these headphones
Sorry
big enough
about
for
that,
you?
man.
Jeez.
No. I literally said, I was thinking on my computer and I said, I'll hang you like fucking Sayori from GDLC.
What?
I actually said
It's
that.
so good!
Whoa, chill, you're yelling.
Sorry.
You're good.
It's loud. That's good. What is it?
Postal Service.
Oh, hello,
I haven't heard of it.
who the fuck's above I
Kinda like their fanboy.
Sounds like their fan base is male dominated.
Bro, male dominated. That sounds like a lot of fan bases.
fan 666 Noah Easy Miku 523 whatever the fuck it is.
Just call him. I call him Motsu.
I see what you did there.
Motsu, okay. Hi there, Motsu.
That was awful. Like, that was top 10 bad jokes I've
No,
ever
it
heard.
made me laugh.
Am I working?
That was good.
Open up my mixer real quick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it.
I'll be back. God damn it. Hang on. Bro, fuck. My mouse got unplugged, damn it.
That was even worse.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I'm Mark, by the way.
Cheryl.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, what's your
It's in Garland Hall.
Garland Hall. Mine too.
Really?
1 year later, when they were both 22 years old, they married. They complemented each other well, but with each passing year of their marriage, their relationship became more and more strained. Both were eager for children, but for some reason that was undiagnosable, Cheryl was not able to get pregnant. Various times she and Mark had been tested medically, but the results had always come back normal.
Babe, talk to me. Anything?
Negative.
Can I come in?
Yeah.
I warn you, this part gets a little scary, so that's just a bit of a heads up.
And to anyone who's watching.
Here you go. Time to 20.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting anything right away, you know? But it's gonna happen. It just takes longer for some people, you know that.
Mark, I'm pushing 31 here.
Babe, trying isn't the worst thing, you know? We've had some fun. I mean, there are worse things to do over and over again.
I think I'm broken.
Hey.
You know how... Next gen, you know how what causes pregnancy?
Yes, I do not need to explain it to the chat.
You don't.
No.
Please. Yeah, please don't. But
that would be funny.
What?
Female penis. Let me just say, the male penis penetrates the female vagina.
Whoa, calm down. Calm down. Oh my god, calm down.
I thought you were gonna explain it in just one word.
Wait, can you send some emojis?
Yeah.
Bruh. I was gonna say the birds and the bees. That's it. I was gonna say the birds and the bees. Bro went into full detail right there.
Yeah. Wait, where is it?
Hey. Don't do that. Look at me. Look at me. You're fine. I know you're fine. And the doctor knows it. We were both there. He confirmed it. So nothing's broken. It's gonna happen when it's right.
That's how you explain it.
Wow. I'm terrified that my channel is going to be demonetized. Or struck.
I didn't do anything.
Me too. But do you know what I see right now?
Also, I feel sorry for anyone that's in the chat that just heard my explanation of how sex works.
Perfectly fertile.
If there are any minors in the chat, I apologize.
Yeah, this is very adult, to be honest. Like,
even if we never conceive it,
what the fuck is
What do you mean? If? Why would you even say that? Don't ever put that out there again, ever.
Okay.
I'm serious, Mark.
I'll never say it again. Promise.
I can't believe you would go there, putting that thought into the world.
I'm sorry, Cheryl. I didn't mean it that way. I was just trying to be.
Get your
Give me a glass of water. I'm gonna take one more test to be sure.
Don't you want to wait until...
Please, I know I'm being dramatic, but just humor me.
Glass of water. Come right up. I love you.
and here comes the narration.
With each passing year, Cheryl became more and more depressed. That depression reached such a point that she could no longer hold a job.
Hey, Mr. Meyer. Sorry, I'm finally calling. I wasn't feeling well. And
I don't know how to put this. We, everyone here loves working with you. Hope you understand that. But with the mistakes, the tardiness is, and just some mistakes. We've had so many lately on your watch. I'm afraid your performance has become untenable. And we think it's best for you to take some time from the company.
I'm sorry.
Starting today.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why it's hitting me like this.
Economically, Mark made enough money to support his wife. He feared, though, that without a job, Cheryl would have more time to worry about being childless. He was right.
Yeah.
Turn the light off, please.
Sorry, I didn't realize you were...
Like, that's how I did it. Like, this kind of audio editing, I kind of did it with, like, because I've done stuff like this before, like, with audio editing. Like, just completely original stories, not just basing it off of first-hand accounts. But what I would do is I would try to use binaural sound. I would use binaural sound. I would have a microphone. I would turn on a computer. And I would just move around.
Windows Soviet Russia.
You just said that and you just deafened.
What are you doing?
Playing The Sims.
Busting out the classics. Wow. I'll roll with that game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little dark here, don't you think?
If you say so.
Aren't you supposed to be at Val's right now or something?
I decided to stay home.
Why?
I didn't feel like going.
But it's Val's and paninis. You love paninis. You were supposed to bring me back one.
Trust me, nobody would have fun if I went over there today.
But why?
Because her son is home from school and I can't fake happy with that little guy running around, okay? Can you please stop interrogating me?
Cheryl.
Wow, she has some envy.
You can't avoid your friends for having kids.
Can you run downstairs and grab me a cap and a glass? Thanks.
Sure, but how about you have a glass with me instead of
I
yourself?
need to finish this one. Can't stop now or I'll forget what I was doing.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, Come down when you're ready and we'll wash something.
Mm-hmm. Love you.
For a year, Cheryl was in a very dark period where she lived as a virtual shut-in. But then after about a year,
yeah,
there were new developments.
Cheryl, what are you doing? So stupid.
Welcome. Please come in. You must be Cheryl, yes?
Yes.
It's so lovely to meet you.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
Please sit down. Here.
Okay.
Can I get you anything? A water?
Actually, yeah, that'd be great.
It's drugged. Okay. I watch too much of those ASMR RPs that I know everything, but this is completely different. This is probably something.
I know you.
Windows phobia butt shot.
This feels like an ASMR roleplay, but this isn't an
I've never
ASMR
done
roleplay right
anything
now.
like this before. I'm thinking I need a special kind of help. I don't know where else to go, and I figured this couldn't hurt.
I know why you're here. And don't worry, things are going to be different now. Very, very different.
Hello, Exorcist Files fan. Can engage a roadmap that helps police testimonies are just incredible.
I'm skipping this part just because it's going to be shown repeatedly throughout the video.
Addictions are broken, marriage is here. Join together to seek God with a guy's eye, and if so, help get yourself free. Head on over to startmyexodus.com/xfiles. Get yourself free. Head on over to startmyexodus.com/xfiles.
Hold on, let's try that. Wow.
I come back and I hear crunch.
Welcome back to the Exorcist Files. We are right in the middle of our inaugural case file on Mark and Cheryl. And so far, there's nothing too out of the ordinary, right? A couple struggling to conceive and a psychic. So, what's the connection? Well, this is a good moment for us to give some context on exactly how one can, in theory, become possessed or demonized. Here's Father Martins with the Catholic perspective.
A person becomes possessed by giving a demon a jurisdiction by which he can possess that person. And the most common way by which that occurs is somebody commits what we call in Catholic theology a mortal sin. There are minor sins and greater sins.
Like, the minor sins are called venial sins and the major sins are called immortal sins. So that's like a bit of a clarification right there. I think he's going to bring this up, so I'm not sure.
We call in Catholic theology a minor sin a venial sin.
Yeah,
you say something rude and offensive to somebody, that's a minor sin. A mortal sin destroys the presence of grace within the person.
To ensure we're all on the same page theologically, the grace Father speaks of is a gift of favor from God, a pure innocence that is granted at baptism, and that innocence is compromised with the committing of a single mortal sin. Now, in the Catholic Church, for a sin to be mortal, 3 conditions must be met. The first condition being,
a sin has to concern a serious issue or a grave matter. If you stole $1 from somebody, that is not a grave sin. If you stole $500,000 from somebody, though, that's a much more serious matter.
The second condition?
It has to be done with the knowledge that one is doing something evil. So if you accidentally put a $1 million necklace in your bag and walk away with it, well, that wouldn't be sinful because it was done accidentally. But if you knew that you were stealing, that is done with knowledge.
And the third condition is
that it has to be done with full freedom, so that it was possible to not do. If somebody is holding a gun to your head and saying, put that necklace in your bag and walk away with it, well, that's not done in freedom. So there has to be these 3 criteria present for a mortal sin. The devil has the jurisdiction to possess where there is one single mortal sin. Now, thankfully, it doesn't happen in the vast majority of occasions. So at the end of the day, there isn't perfect legality at play, but souls do become possessed. The most common conditions whereby possession occurs, in my experience, is a violation of the first commandment, in particular, where there is a dabbling in the occult, in the dark arts, fortune telling, Ouija board playing, spiritual mediumship, that kind of reality.
And that brings us to Cheryl's mortal sin, dabbling in the occult, thus opening a door to the demonic realm.
Hey, babe?
Yeah.
This onesie, whose is this?
Hello, Monica is in the chat. Hello, we're watching Exorcisms.
Oh, Monica's in the chat? The actual Monica?
I'm not sure. If Dan Salvato is watching my stream, I'm pretty sure that is.
This baby onesie?
Yeah.
What's it for?
It's for us, silly. I bought it at Milton's. Isn't it cute?
It is. But do we really need a onesie right now?
Now, later? It doesn't matter.
Oh. Every time I think of onesie, I'm going to pull up my TTS real quick. I'm going to type in, that's in the caption, that's onesie. It detects onesie. But I'm going to type it into the TTS real quick. And this text-to-speech voice says it wrong.
Oh, Nessie.
You do not admire me, trust me.
Oh, Nessie.
I'm only human.
I thought you were saying like Onesi-chan.
Onesi-chan.
Oh, Nessie-chan.
Yeah.
So that is just, like, that is, I always think of that mispronunciation by the Paul TTS.
Our child will wear it. We need it. So I figured I'd just get an early start.
Guess so. Yeah.
Come on. I mean, it says Mama's first mixtape. Tell me that's not a perfect onesie.
Yes, it's an awesome onesie, but I mean, sure you want to be buying baby clothes right now? You know, it's
Positive thinking, babe. Things are going to be different for us now. To our future mixtape.
yes, to our future collab.
Love you.
I love you too.
Cheryl began to buy baby clothes. And at first, Mark didn't think much of these purchases, but eventually they became excessive. She purchased baby suits, bonnets, blankets, cans of baby formula, infant toys, and diaper jumbo packs in large quantities.
Oh, wow.
She bought a crib and even an electronic baby monitoring system.
Oh, wow.
Mic off.
Oh, wow.
Mic
She
on.
went above and beyond. All right, I'm gonna go. Everyone is muted, so I'm gonna go use the bathroom right now, and I'll be right back, chat. Watch. Keep watch. Let me just disable my
Mic off.
Mic on.
All for positive thinking, but we spent
Sorry.
3K on this.
Muting my mic so I won't get annoying.
It's not a big deal.
Yes, it is. No, we do not need to spend $600 on a crib for a baby we don't have.
For a baby we will have.
I know, I get that, but it's just, it feels unhealthy.
You know what your issue is?
You understand?
You waste all your energy worrying about what you can't control.
Okay, well,
I wish you would just put some of that energy into trying to create something with me.
babe, what are we gonna say to our guests who come and they see a baby crib in our guest room? What are we gonna say to my folks when they come next week?
Mark.
We're gonna look like crazy people.
Tell me, do you think we're gonna have a child?
No.
That isn't the issue. You're missing the
But
entire
answer the question.
Okay, that was a little harsh for me to say no, but
Will we have a child?
Yes, I think we'll have a child, babe.
That's right.
Well,
You know we'll have a baby.
I'm into you.
In fact, I think this baby's life might be starting in the next 5 minutes.
Come on, you know that'll be like 10 minutes.
We'll see.
Hey, where you been?
I'll tell you about it later.
What's in the jar?
But more ominously, Cheryl began to collect insects, dead insects.
so that's what the prologue.
Energy committed is energy returned. Thank you, my darlings. Thank you for your sacrifice. Your purpose is now being fulfilled. That which is old in the spring and the new. You did it today, I did it. Energy committed is energy returned.
That's why I don't believe in any of this new age stuff. All I need is God. All I need is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's all I really need in my life. The angels, the saints, and of course our Blessed Mother.
Oh, you can't be serious. Sure, what the hell is this?
She would bring back crickets, grasshoppers, hornets, moths, butterflies, etc. Initially, Cheryl put them in the guest room, the room she had transformed into a baby nursery, lining them up on the window ledges, on the top of the dresser, and on the baby changing table. To Mark, the baby stuff he could, in a sense, understand. One could see it as a form of positive thinking, but collecting the dead insects was just weird. Mark knew that his wife was psychologically fragile, and so he trod lightly.
How was your day?
Good. Productive, actually. How was yours?
It's good. It's good. Can you pass the salt? Thanks. Okay, look, I can't keep dancing around this, babe. Why do we have jars of dead insects in our house?
They will help me get pregnant.
I'm sorry. Next gen.
His headset is muted.
He's deafened too. Next gen. Let me replay this again.
I don't think you're gonna
I'm so sorry. I just couldn't. I really apologize. I should really get my head out of the fucking gutter. Honestly. This next gen.
Oh.
You might get a kick out of this. I'm feeling that next gen might get a kick out of whatever this is.
You lost sex in our house.
They will help me get pregnant.
Just play this out of context. If we just play that out of context, timestamp.
Why do we have jars of dead insects in our house?
They will help me get pregnant.
Okay, it's no longer funny, and next gen would probably get a kick out of this. He's deafened right now, so he didn't hear that.
You lost me.
Yeah, most likely.
When living creatures die,
the
their
blood
energy,
meat killed them,
their
that
life
blood meat
force,
is
if
the
you
blood
will,
skin
it
above.
hangs around
I'm
their
just kidding.
bodies looking for a place to form new life. Death releases life energy. I'm harnessing that energy to increase my fertility. It's actually pretty simple.
There's no science to that. That's just pseudoscience. Guys, that is. Do people really believe this? That's pseudoscience. That's pseudoscience.
I was gonna say something with a Y and ends with an Y, ends with an I. I was like, oh, I get it.
Irony?
Oh, something with a. I was about to say something with a Y and then end something with a I. And it's a yandere.
Yandere ends with an E.
No. This one has two names. What the first name with a Y and an O. The last name is the G and the I.
Yunogasai. That's completely unrelated. She's just. Do
Yeah,
people
I know,
really? I'm planning on making like an Exorcist story. But. Oh, next gen, you're good.
Help me get pregnant.
Yeah, I'm just watching videos. What?
Babe, why do we have jars of dead insects in our
Listen.
house?
They will help me get pregnant.
Did you hear that?
I see the sub. What? Oh, fuck, I have the stream muted. Play it again.
Alright.
Okay, look, I can't keep dancing around this, babe. Why do we have jars of dead insects in our house?
They will help me get pregnant.
Oh.
No, I'll eat your fucking pussy out is what they'll do.
Yeah, that's like the.
And not in a good way.
Logically, he's right. The act of sexual intercourse is what causes pregnancy.
Not no fucking insect. Maybe he's just not fucking fertile, you dumb bitch. Or maybe you're not fertile.
Yeah. Actually, I hate to say it, but Next Gen is bringing some very logical claims, no matter how profane he sounds.
Yes, that is actually logical. Because perhaps he's not fertile.
Living creatures die. Their energy, their life
It's some
force,
like
if you
New
will,
Age
it
nonsense.
hangs
I
around
don't
their
believe in
bodies
that
looking
stuff, and
for a
like
place
it's just pseudoscience.
to form new life.
You're not Sammy is in the fucking car. I said what I
Harnessing
said.
that energy to increase my fertility.
I love how really fucking EAS fan 666 is muted.
Yeah, Sammy's been muted the whole time.
Oh, she's been muted.
Okay.
What?
Cheryl?
What, Corvus? I was trying to not be
Do
annoying.
you actually believe that?
I'm not 100% sold. It sounds good,
Wait, play it down to the Bible.
What?
Play that part if they give him pregnant or something. I'll play the Bible.
Why do we
Hold on. Let me go ahead and do that.
have jars of dead insects in our house?
They will help me get pregnant.
You lost me.
Oh my god! The timing! The timing was perfect!
I actually timed the click. I'm used to timing things,
It's actually pretty simple.
Okay. Cheryl? Just gotta ask, do you actually believe that?
I'm not 100% sold. It sounds bizarre, I know, but we know energy is neither created nor destroyed. So is it completely implausible? I don't think so. So are sealed tight.
You want me clicking the fuck out?
Where'd you hear about this?
A friend?
A friend? Which friend?
You're kids who act.
Okay. Look, I know my opinion probably matters less here, babe, but for me, no matter how virtuous our goals are, keeping jars of dead bugs around a crib seems really bizarre and far-fetched.
Mark, all this energy that you're wasting worrying about these bugs, you could be applying it to the belief that our child will arrive very soon.
Cheryl, how am I...
9 months after... Because, I'm going to tell you this. Life begins at conception and ends at natural death.
Not all deaths are natural. Like, some people end up...
Yes. That's why murder is a sin.
Or others take their own lives, but some get sick. Yeah.
Supposed to explain this to anyone who unfortunately tries to visit us right now.
I will not waste my divine energy being ashamed of what you or anyone else thinks about this. period.
It's a bad look, babe.
I'm not hurting anyone. Who cares? I want to have a baby. I'll try anything. At least I'm trying something. Why are you trying to terminate this process?
I'm not trying to.
This is unacceptable. I'm struggling in work, and I'm doing everything in my power to bring a life into this world. So can you
pissed
please
off.
do that? Can you please be my husband? My ally? Who are you supposed to be right now?
Okay, fine. I get it. We'll keep them. It's just weird to me. I just needed to say
How's your
that,
computer
okay?
next gen?
Just.
It's a fucking soap opera, is what it is.
Can you just put them somewhere hidden when we have guests over, please?
Of course. That's a perfectly reasonable request.
Okay then.
Bitch, you are not reasonable. The fuck do you
This
mean?
asparagus is so tasty.
Hey yo, it's tasty. It's what you said.
Don't shame my genetics.
Shut up. More wine?
Please.
Please, you're already fucking hypersexual. You don't need to get drunk. Yes, I may be dirty, but I'm not that dirty.
What is this, ASMR?
I don't fucking know. Oh, by the way.
About 2 weeks later, Mark returned home from work. And as he was getting out of his car, the neighbor's cat approached him.
Kitty? What you got there?
Carrying a dead squirrel in its mouth, which it laid at Mark's feet.
Nice, you can see it's got some everything.
The cat had an affinity for Mark and occasionally presented him with gifts of this sort.
Take it with you.
Be torn by it. The fuck?
He dropped the dead squirrel inside a trash bin before stepping into his house.
Cheryl? Babe?
He noticed Cheryl wasn't home. Doubtless she was collecting more insects, so he lay down for a nap. He awoke after about an hour.
Hey.
Hey.
Good nap?
Oh yeah. Why you put on makeup?
I thought we'd go out for dinner.
Sounds good. Jeez, I need to put some deodorant on.
You were out cold.
Okay. For once it's not me.
What are you feeling? Mediterranean? Or Indian? Babe. Mark, I'm talking to you. How about Mexican? Maybe tamales?
Mark peeked inside the baby room. There, on top of the changing table,
You're gonna be shitting me. Cheryl! There is a dead squirrel in the house!
It's so much bigger than an insect. It gives more life energy.
That's it. No more of this nonsense.
What do you mean?
Cheryl, there was a dead squirrel on our baby's changing table. Its guts are hanging out of it. What are we gonna do? This thing's stinking up the entire house. It's gonna grow maggots.
Listen to me. Listen to me carefully. The cost of your most difficult goals is the energy you're prepared to expend in pursuing them.
What?
Mark, what are you doing? Mark, put him back. Don't you? I'm
Babe,
serious.
get out of my way. This ends now.
Don't you dare. Put them back.
I should have stopped this sooner.
They are mine.
Okay, this is where things are getting crazy.
Chill.
I want to get pregnant. I have to get pregnant. This is how we get pregnant, you blind fool!
Okay, just that out of context. It's just
That's
the same
where
joke.
things. Oh yeah, like I was about to cue Divine Boom.
Unfortunately, we are out of time for now. So join us on the next episode.
Hello, Exorcist Files fans.
Okay, this one is the
If
next
you listen to this show, you know it's fundamentally about freedom. People, through God's power, being set free and liberated from unhealthy relationships, unhealthy habits, and of course, the enemy. We get a lot of questions about Father's recommendations for how Christian men can engage in spiritual formation. We are excited to announce our partnership with Exodus, a spiritual roadmap that helps men experience a deeper Christian life through guided spiritual disciplines passed down from the earliest desert church fathers. Over 100,000 men have gone through an Exodus program, and the testimonies are just incredible. Addictions are broken, marriage is healed, purposes and callings are unleashed. Now, as the holidays approach and we begin to reflect on the year, consider signing up for the season of Advent.
The devil The way the devil experiences reality is not the way we do. We experience reality as a corporeal being in space and time. The devil does not. He is not limited by space. So he is just as present right now to me as he is to the deepest place in the bottom of the ocean, as he is to the edge of the universe. Because he has no body. The devil doesn't travel. He's already there. So when he is, quote unquote, present in a person, place, or thing, it's merely because he has gained some additional legal jurisdiction that enables him to interact in a more authoritative way.
Like, we're like the computer, and like the devil just basically gains elevated privileges to it.
And getting rid of that legal connection that he has with that person, place, or thing. That is the job of the exorcist.
Welcome back to The Exorcist Files, a deep dive into the true case files. I'm excited to help bring Father's stories into the world. Now, in today's episode, we continue the story of Mark and Cheryl and their struggle against an ever-growing darkness. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. I recommend you listen to part 1 of this story before moving forward. We are dropping right back into Cheryl's first major manifestation, so as a reminder, listener discretion is advised, as this is a heavy subject.
Yeah, it is pretty heavy. I will be sure to heed that disclaimer.
Mark, what are you doing? Mark, put him back. Don't you? I'm serious.
Get out of my way. This ends now.
Don't you dare. Put them back.
I should have stopped this sooner.
They are mine.
Chill.
I want to get pregnant. I have to get pregnant. This is how we get pregnant, you blind fool!
Babe, just calm down.
All you can see is the death around you.
Instead of the life inside of me, look beyond the material. Their death now has a cosmic purpose. It will give us a child.
Shut up, babe. I can't do this. This is demented. Honey, please.
Energy of old begets energy of new. Never energize your fears.
Energize your beliefs. Move beyond the limits of the small mind and harness the frequencies of matter and create new flesh.
Please.
You leave them alone.
I'm gonna get the broom.
Thin-brained cretin. For once in your witless life, open your eyes. See beyond death. We are stronger than death. Don't you see? We absorb death.
You leave them alone.
Well, this gets pretty intense, Caden. I'll let you in.
When Cheryl screamed this last sentence, a shiver ran up Mark's spine. Although it was Cheryl that's...
Like, she usually... So let me give you a little bit of a recap. She was collecting bugs, and because she went to see some psychic, and then she was... and the psychic, I guess, told her to collect bugs and dead animals.
Oh.
And she's just trying to create, quote-unquote, new energy, and so she got possessed by a demon.
Okay.
That's a little sus.
Yeah. I'm gonna raise the volume.
Said it, it was not her voice that came out of her mouth. The scream was deep and low and resonated off the wall of the kitchen. Stunned by what happened, Mark got into the car and went for a drive. He was bewildered and unsure of what to do next.
Yeah.
Cheryl had never made an outburst like this before, It just wasn't in her personality to do so.
This is a good time to mention that personality changes are one of the more common external displays of possession. German religious psychologist T.K. Osterreich wrote the book Possession, Demoniacal, and Other, which was a key influence for William Peter Blatty's vision for The Exorcist. In it, he wrote, "The patient's organism appears to be invaded by a new personality, governed by a strange spirit. It is as if another..."
That's why I will not condone, like, anything of the occult. I cannot. But
spirit had entered into the body and subsisted there in place of or side by side with the normal subject.
After driving around for a while, Mark finally calmed down. He picked up some dinner for the two of them and headed back home.
Okay, Mark, forget everything's gonna be okay.
Mark!
Hey! You okay?
I'm so sorry. I don't remember what happened. I'm not.
It's okay.
I just remember getting mad at you.
It's okay.
And the next thing I know, you're driving away. It's so fuzzy.
It's okay, babe. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Mark, something is wrong. I had so much anger. I just remember this rage, and then I blacked out. And
Shh. Look, we all get angry, okay? Everything's fine. You're fine. Look, I'm already over it, okay? I brought home dinner, all right? Look at me. Hey, it's okay. Come here. It's gonna be okay. Just breathe.
In the week following that incident in the kitchen, Cheryl's behavior became even stranger. There was now a dead bird on the living room windowsill, and 6 times Mark heard Cheryl speaking baby talk in the nursery, not just a sentence or two, but a conversation lasting 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes. Hello there. What do I see? I see the cutest little baby in the world.
Babe?
Yes, you have a beautiful smile.
Babe.
And a beautiful heartbeat.
Cheryl.
Your life makes Mama so happy.
Who are you
Yes,
talking to?
your little baby heartbeat makes Mama so happy.
holy crap, that's pretty creepy that she's... That's kind of creepy, though.
Gorgeous eyes looking at me. Yes. Hi there, pretty eyes. You have your father's eyes.
And that context is creepy.
Could see Cheryl made cash withdrawals almost every day from their checking account, $200 a day for 5 days straight. One of their credit cards also had daily ride-sharing charges on it. Since they had only one car, which Mark used to go to work, it wasn't unusual for Cheryl to use a ride-sharing service, but she had never used it this much. Mark wondered what was going on, but after what happened earlier in the week, he was afraid to confront her. So he devised a plan. The next day, Mark left his house at the same time he always did.
Babe, I'm off.
Hey, bye. Have a great day.
You too. Love you. I'll be back by 5, okay?
But instead of going to work, he parked his car further up the street, and there he waited.
Yeah.
After about 30 minutes, a rideshare vehicle pulled into his driveway. Cheryl got in the car, and just as he had suspected, the driver dropped her off at the bank. Using his phone, Mark could see she withdrew $200.
What are you doing?
Then she was back in the car, and it pulled away. Mark followed. The car headed downtown and stopped in front of an old house with a large sign over the front door that read, Psychic Healer. This place had been here since Mark had been in his early teens. He never thought anything of it, and he had never seen anyone go inside before now. He now watched his wife do just that.
Are you kidding me? $1,000 a week and she's going to a psychic?
Cheryl stayed inside for a long time. Finally, another rideshare car arrived. Cheryl got into the car and it pulled away. The car stopped at a pet store. 10 minutes later, Cheryl walked out carrying a paper bag and the rideshare drove her back home. Mark parked his car on the street and planned his next conversation with Cheryl.
Okay, so your wife is acting bonkers. You'll just go in there, you'll tell her, you're losing your mind, Cheryl. You're losing your mind. I'm sure that'll go over well. Okay, here we go.
Her hoarding of dead animals, her conversations with an imaginary baby, and visiting a psychic, none of this made any sense to him. He walked inside the door that led into the kitchen.
Hey, babe. We can talk. Cheryl? Cheryl? What the shit?
On top of the kitchen table were 2 dead, bloody rats. A third one was on the counter, blood oozed from its head, and it was twitching.
Babe?
Cheryl held a wooden tenderizing mallet in her hand.
What the hell? Babe, what's wrong?
From oblivion comes first breath. The kingdom of death brings us new life.
What are you doing? Babe, what's wrong?
The energy is ours. You give today, we give tomorrow.
You can kind of see the similarities with a lot of our audio since there's like there's no visual. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you can hear a lot of the similarities. Like there's like no visual. Like I've worked on stuff like this before.
Oh.
And the production value is really good.
Wait, is this like actually happening or are they just acting?
Both. It's reenacted.
Oh. Okay.
The voice made the ceiling and every cupboard door in their small kitchen vibrate. In all the years he knew her, Mark had never heard Cheryl use a crude word. Her moves were confident and aggressive, behaviors he never saw her exhibit before. Suddenly, Cheryl seemed significantly larger and broader than he had ever remembered. Her face was not her own.
Also among the more common external displays of possession are a change in facial character, a change in vocal tonality, and a change in spirit or temperament. I'll bring us quickly back to T.K. Oesterreich's book Possession, and bear with the phrasing as it's an academic book translated from German. He writes, quote, "In the first place, the possessed takes on a new physiognomy. The features are changed, an expression of psychic constitution. The second characteristic is the voice. At the moment when the countenance alters, a more or less changed voice issues from the mouth of the person. The intonation also corresponds to the character of the new individuality manifesting itself in the organism and is conditioned by it. But the most important particular is the third. The new voice does not speak according to the spirit of the normal personality. Even if this is described as good and irreproachable, the words uttered by the strange voice generally betray a coarse and filthy attitude, fundamentally opposed to all accepted ethical and religious ideas. The accounts of these particular cases are full of vile expressions and abuse of all kinds." End quote. Tragically, these external signs track with Cheryl to suggest the root of her issues might in fact be demonic. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
All right.
Hello again, and thank you for listening to The Exorcist Files. Let's get back to Mark and whatever was animating Cheryl's body.
Mark knew that it was not...
Like, who's the other guy?
What?
Hold on, I was asking files, and there's like, who's his co-host is the question. Because I like that guy because he like brings a little levity to it. So
Alrighty.
Ryan is his name.
Ryan? Oh dang, there's a lot of guests in here.
Yeah. Those are the actors, the cast.
Not his wife speaking. He was interacting with something else.
Cheryl, just calm down.
Wow. I had no idea the demons could censor themselves. Okay,
Cheryl, just calm down. I'm gonna go for a drive. I'll be back. Low light, stop! To bring forth that which turns to soul, creates, give me new flesh. Life will be born anew this day.
Mark got into his car.
Shit! Okay, come on. Calm down. Okay. Come on, you can figure this out. What are you gonna do, Mark? What are you gonna do?
Just then, Mark thought of something strange. Neither he nor Cheryl were very religious. They did, however, have a handful of religious frames and a cross hanging inside their home. The frames consisted of scripture quotes received as wedding gifts, a picture of Jesus that had belonged to Cheryl's parents, and a picture of a guardian angel guiding two small children across a rickety bridge that Mark had possessed since childhood. About 3 weeks earlier, he found them in a cardboard box inside their garage. At the time, Mark didn't think much of it. He assumed his wife was redecorating. However, she had only taken down the religious items.
What the hell? Why not?
All he could think of was to drive to a church 2 blocks away. It was the church he and his wife occasionally, though rarely, attended. Sometimes Cheryl made them get up early on a Sunday morning and attend church. Since this was her way of asking God for a baby, Mark always complied. Mark was not sure he believed in God. He believed in something, but he was not sure what.
Now, what Mark did here, which was run away to find help instead of engaging the possessing spirit, according to Father, that was the correct move. When one finds themselves out of their depth in any field, the best advice is usually call a professional, and that notion is no different in the field of spiritual warfare.
In the Catholic Church, only an ordained priest may be an exorcist, because exorcism is...
Tell you this, I technically did meet an exorcist, which was the bishop. It was like, here it is, like, so, okay, I've rolled up the wrong window. That's me with my local bishop. I'm gonna bring up this image again, once again, so you're gonna, later on, so.
Is a dangerous enterprise. The uninitiated can get himself into an incredible amount of trouble very quickly, before he even knows that he's in any danger. The devil is an angel.
Really... You didn't know this was gonna get creepy?
Let's find out.
It is creepy, honestly.
Scripture informs us that he was the most powerful angel.
It's not the elevator game, to be honest.
And an angelic intellect is a profoundly mighty and powerful.
I'm
The
distracted
devil
by the
has
TV
nothing
right now.
that slows down the sheer power of his calculation. He knows more about
watching the
you
Daytona
and
500
your
like usual.
life than you know about yourself. He knows what makes you tick, so he can tempt you in
It's
a
not
way
a bad
that you
thing if
simply.
you watch
I
the
thought I was
Daytona
gonna
500.
say he knows what makes you tick, so he knows how to make you talk, like TikTok. No, that wasn't funny. All right.
Can't foresee. I mean, to imagine that you could outmaneuver him intellectually, it would be very dangerous for you.
So, in addition to being immortal, they're also incredibly smart. Fantastic. Also,
they have like basically the whole knowledge of the universe compiled in their brains, in whatever spiritual equivalent is to a brain. I'm not saying they have brains, but they have brains.
So, quick note, you will often hear fathers substitute the word devil for the word demon, but that does not necessarily mean he's talking about the prince of darkness.
I will use the words demon and devil interchangeably. Is it the devil himself that inhabits everyone? No. It might be one of the lesser demons and not the devil himself, but it might be him. It might be him. I've encountered demons that identify themselves as Satan.
We will learn more about identifying demons and demonic.
Talk to a pastor.
For now, back to Mark.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone here? I need to talk to a pastor. Hello? Hello?
Whoa, take it easy there, fella. I'm Pastor Jim. Nice to meet you.
You're a preacher?
Most days, yes. Just kidding. Jim Masters, senior pastor here.
Mark. My name is Mark. Nice to meet you. I think I need to talk to you.
You're white as a sheet, Mark.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
I have a problem.
The church was a Methodist church. The minister had spent 2 years in South America with the Peace Corps when he was a young adult. In that time, he saw some wild demonic manifestations, and the experiences left him rattled and disturbed.
Mark, that's quite a story. The worst part is, I believe you.
You do?
Sure. God is very real. That means the other side is too.
So what do I do? Like, can I hire you to get rid of it?
That's not how it works, son. Look, the demonic is real. No way around it. And it appears to have found you. And it's something quite serious. Now I'm going to pray with you, but I'd be remiss if I didn't refer you to St. Gregory's. There's a priest that works with their pastor there. He's better equipped to handle these situations.
He sounds like my guy.
I want to interject a brief point of clarification here. While there is no formal rite of exorcism in the non-denominational tradition that I am aware of, in my research, there have been noted successes within Protestant deliverance ministries. So we're not trying to suggest that only special Catholic prayers will help. There is, however, a great respect and deference to the Catholics when it comes to spiritual warfare, even among Protestants.
In a way of mystery, Christ resides in the priest in the power of his ordination. And so when the priest commands in an exorcism, it's not just a man issuing a command. It's Christ himself within the priest who is commanding. So even it isn't enough for a man who is a priest to engage in exorcism. It needs to be a man who has been trained as an exorcist so that when he engages with the devil, he's not being sent into a slaughter. How does one engage in exorcism? You apprentice. That model is a tried and true one.
It's like the apprenticeship model.
You
like,
can't.
Kind of like how electricians, kind of like how there's electricians have the or elevator technicians. A lot of those professions have apprenticeship models. So do exorcisms. So that's how it works.
Can't really learn exorcism from a book. It's like trying to learn to dance by reading a book. It doesn't work that way. I learned under more than one priest, but there was one under whom I worked who was really a living saint. I learned an awful lot from him, and from that I began to develop my own kind of style that reflected my own gifts, and every exorcist has to do that. No one is able to copy his teacher 100%. You need to find your own stride. So that's what I did. God called me to be an exorcist. to help people who are ensnared by his enemy. And I appreciate very much that work. But I would have been just as happy had I never encountered any devil in my life.
Oh, the Nokia.
This is Father Martins.
Oh, we used the
Hello,
Nokia
Exorcist Files
ringtone.
fans.
Yeah, the Nokia ringtone.
If you listen to this shit for you may experience a Father's incredible, addictive approach, and we begin to reflect on the year, consider signing God with a guide and an X.
Welcome back to the Exorcist Files. Where we left off, Mark was being referred to a Catholic church for his particular problem.
The pastor of the church referred him to me. As it turned out, Mark's house was less than 5 miles from where I was on that particular day, helping a friend clean out his garage. I agreed to meet Mark at a coffee shop down the street from the house later in the day. Over coffee, he gave me details about Cheryl.
This isn't normal. No. She was smashing rats.
Yes. Look, I know I sound crazy. I don't know. I just don't know where to go from here. Like,
It doesn't sound crazy. We can help you.
We decided to go to his house together so that I could meet her. A priest typically wears distinctive clothing, a black clerical shirt with a white collar and black pants.
Yeah, like I'm gonna show you this. Like if you look at the image over here, if you see these two gentlemen, that's what typically a priest wears out in public.
Oh. Do they have to wear it like a time, or is it just Sunday?
Every single time. Like for Sundays, for Mass, they wear like something. They wear layers of clothing. The bottom layer is the alb. Then above that, they put a stole. And then the top layer is called a chasuble, which is normally color changed depending on the liturgical calendar. In this case, being ordinary time, he wears green. So that's typically so you see what these two gentlemen are wearing, and there's me holding the camera. So that is typically what a priest wears. But
on this particular day, because I had been cleaning out a garage, I was wearing an old t-shirt and jeans.
There's also another variation of the typical clerical black, which is more like a robe, which is called a cassock. A cassock, which there's a different variation of it. Like you see what this man is wearing a cassock. It's not a skirt. I'm trying to find a way to refer to it that isn't a skirt because I want to. So that is basically like I knew my own sources, what to look for.
Cheryl is normally like, she's like the light of the room kind of girl, okay? So whatever we go into, just know that if she's not that, it's something else.
I understand.
Cheryl? Cheryl, honey? I have someone here I want to introduce you to.
Hello, Cheryl.
Why did you bring that bastard priest in here?
Who are you?
You know who the fuck I am.
There are 3 classic signs that denote possession by the devil. Knowledge of unknown languages, languages that people have never learned, superhuman strength, and knowledge of hidden and distant events. something that the person could not possibly have known. And so that third one is what Cheryl exhibited. She had no idea I was coming. Since she had never met me before, and because I was wearing ordinary clothes, she couldn't have known that I was a priest. So the conclusion that I had made right there in that moment is, yeah, well, she is possessed.
Keep in mind those 3 classic signs that indicate possession, as they will come up a lot throughout the series. Also note that the previously mentioned external possession signs, like personality changes, voice fluctuations, and facial shifts, are not used as proof of possession. People who desire to mislead others by faking demonic possession can exhibit the same symptoms. So something more than these external signs has to be present for one to have certainty that someone is possessed.
Cheryl didn't recall meeting me in her living room that day. She remembers sitting down and sensing her husband was close by. And she remembers at that point just kind of slipping into what she described as a kind of a sleep. Several hours later, she came to, and she had no idea what had happened.
Often during episodes of demonic oppression and possession, victims will cite memory lapses and blackout periods where they remain unaware of what transpired. This was no different with Cheryl.
So once I became aware that, hey, there is possession here, I needed more of a picture of what was going on in Cheryl that caused her to turn to the devil, and what she specifically did that gave him rights. And so what I did was I sent Cheryl for a battery of psychological testing, and that would give me more of a picture of where Cheryl's fragility existed. Then I immediately scheduled her for an exorcism so that I could make contact with the devil and see what I was up against. Both of these sciences, if you will, the science of exorcism and the psychological sciences, can certainly work in tandem. And they ought to work in tandem.
This is a good point to emphasize, that exorcism is not a first resort. The Catholic Church is far more likely to lean on psychological treatment before attributing particular behaviors
Especially the United States. So, like, they tend to, that's standard. They always do a physical and a mental evaluation of the person before performing an exorcism. That's especially true in the United States.
The demonic. And you will hear Father insist throughout the series that whenever possible, psychological screening with a professional should be done prior to an exorcism, as the vast majority of cases are not rooted in the demonic, but are in fact cases of mental illness. As someone who came into this investigation with skepticism, I found it interesting that there are actually quite prominent psychiatrists like Dr. Richard Gallagher in New York, whom we will hear from later, that specialize in this area and work to help people with suspected demonic afflictions. The bottom line is, a true Catholic exorcism is not something taken lightly.
You didn't actually show
Cheryl had a wound. She had grown up in a very large family, and in this family, not being able to conceive was viewed as nothing short of a tragedy. So when Cheryl was unable to conceive at all, she had bound up her own personal happiness with being a mother. And that if she couldn't be a mother, she couldn't view herself as having any legitimacy as a wife or just as a person for that matter. Once she had exhausted what medicine could give her and exhausted prayer, right? I went to God. He didn't answer my prayer, so the only thing left was become God. I'm going to take matters into my own hands, and I'm going to work with the hidden powers of nature and the spiritual realm to see if I can usurp this problem and give myself what God was unable to give me. Cheryl went to this psychic healer to see if she could find a remedy for this lack of fertility. That is a violation of the first commandment. You are taking the place of God. You're giving religious devotion to this reality. So when Cheryl did that, the devil pounced on it. That is what led to her possession.
In Leviticus chapter 19, verse 31, it is written, "Do not turn to mediums or necromancers. Do not seek them out, and so make yourselves unclean by them."
I began the first exorcism on Cheryl, and the demon was very aware of what was happening, and he didn't want anything to do with it. And what he kept saying is, I have a right to be here. She gave me that right. He didn't call her Cheryl, called her this pig.
This pig. Like, I think back in the olden times, pigs were considered unclean. Like back, I think I remember a verse from where Jesus casted out demons and the demons went into the pigs. So I can see the connection there.
Pig refused God's will for her life, so she's mine. You can't have her. At first, the demon's hold was very, very strong. And at this point, I'm still drawing information, but the exorcism itself is going to reveal to me who is it that's in her, what personality is there, what is he after. And then at the same time, the psychologist helped Cheryl to see that her desire for motherhood was rooted in unhealthy expectations, and that her refusal to accept the circumstances that life dealt her was the most significant factor contributing to her unhappiness. Cheryl was able to see that her obsession with motherhood was exactly that it was an obsession. And it was only when Cheryl began to accept that, yeah, I've been engaging in behavior that doesn't make sense. I veered into the occult, and that has brought implications. That in and of itself was already greatly lessening the demon's power. With her having begun that movement, my prayers and adjurations against the demon would have a more powerful effect. And Cheryl was able to be liberated after 8 sessions.
And there you have it. Cheryl ultimately found freedom, and her battle came to a victorious end. After processing this case, one aspect of the story gnawed at me a bit. How a noble and virtuous desire for children and family, then the very real pain of that desire unfulfilled, ultimately would be the first step in a path towards evil. Additionally, a question that will arise time and time again. Why Cheryl? How come she ended up possessed, but not the others who have also turned to psychics, mediums, and spiritual guides? This is one of the many profound mysteries about these types of stories.
One could only answer that if one had the mind of God. Because at times you would think, gosh, that person did something so possessible, and they're not. At other times, somebody does something so relatively minor that you've done yourself, perhaps, and they're ensnared. There's a mysterious element to it. It's kind of like, you hear a knock at your front door. Right? You can open your door and, hey, it's your neighbor there saying some mail came misdelivered to my house, and so here's your mail. So that's a good interaction. You get what belongs to you. But you can open the door and there can be somebody on the other end with a knife, and opening that door is the last action you ever commit on this earth.
Okay, that just...
In the spiritual realm...
completely reminds me, I don't know if you've seen the anime Oshinoko. I'm gonna spoil it. But when Ai opens the door, she gets stabbed by her stalker, or some weirdo guy that is just obsessed because... So that's kind of in a literal context. She just gets stabbed by him.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm drawing the relation to that. Your mic is very quiet though.
Oh, sorry. Is this better?
A little closer.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's good.
You never want to open the door to the unknown because you're subjecting yourself to whatever is out there. And if it's not in tune with God, well, now you have a relationship to it. Now you might want to end that relationship, and it doesn't have to abide. It doesn't have to. In the case of Cheryl, in the end, it took the pain, the humiliation, and frankly, the powerlessness of the possession to convince her that she made motherhood her idol. And the funny thing about idols is they demand to be served.
This story touches on an important truth that many traditions will agree upon. We all seem to be wired to worship something, and I don't think it's hyperbole to suggest that all of us have at times placed things on a pedestal, as the saying goes. Whether or not one believes in the events that transpired, Perhaps a broader lesson we can all take from this is that anything, even a good thing, placed in an unhealthy context can lead to catastrophe.
Ironically, about 2 years after this, Cheryl did get pregnant. She had a beautiful baby girl. Cheryl decided to accept the will of God, and in so doing, she removed the pressure off herself. Now, was she able to get pregnant because she didn't have the stress of needing to get pregnant? Or did she get pregnant because God granted a divine healing? And I don't have an answer for that. At the end of the day, I don't think we need one.
We thank you for joining us on The Exorcist Files and the inaugural case from the archives of Father Carlos Martins. Before we leave you, I must say that in these first couple episodes, we felt it important to first give you an overview of how one actually gets possessed before diving into Father's battles with the enemy. So for those of you saying, wait a minute, I wanted to hear an actual exorcism, fret not. Next week, you will get to be in the room and hear Father's confrontation with a possessed firefighter. So buckle up. Until then, here's a sneak peek of our next episode.
Anyways, I'm not going to show you guys a sneak peek. But I will cover that video probably tomorrow. But that was really, really just crazy. Honestly, I honestly just saw.
Hello, Extra.
But that was like some of this content
Friends,
could
my
get
name
a
is
little disturbing. I do warn you. Okay, I have a ping. Oh, a mirror just uploaded. What do we have this time? Insane serial killer wife returns home. Okay, yeah, she needs an exorcism. I'm of course joking. Though, I'm of course joking.
Wait, she uploaded a new video?
Yeah. I was like, of course joking is like... But... This is like the concept that I was like... I wanted to do this and delve into my faith a little.
Yeah.
And I thought, hey, this is like something, and I couldn't provide my own input. And I know I was like really quiet throughout the whole reaction. I was just listening.
Yeah.
So I was listening. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream right here.